Yeah, kid. Gotta make sure the levels is right. Gotta make sure the levels is right. Come on in, let's get it. Friday night vibes, you know what it is. Yes. Less 2 times. Y'all know the vibes though. She like, they go. She like, we go. Okay. Ooh la la. They go. Ooh la la. She like, ooh la la. They go. Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovitz. Popovitz TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Over here on my side, we deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, when people don't be acting flaky. Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you leave the page, if that sound like something you can rock with, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. And if it's not your first time, and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking, but you know how I do. You know how I plainly start my show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. What's up, Peaches? How you doing? We in the end game, cuz first it was the smoke and the fires from, you know what I mean, Canada. Then we had the bees and Wu-Tang Clan, the Killer Bees, downtown on 56th, 57th Street. Crazy, crazy, shit crazy. And if you rock with the channel, you know I put honey on everything. Now, yesterday and today, we've been dealing with the little gnats and whatever was flying around. I was seeing some crazy videos. One dude was riding on the bike, Central Park, talking about his whole shirt, his whole beard was looking white from the bugs and all that nasty shit. So it was like, are they running from the smoke and the fire? And outside, the dude look a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. Look a little nervous outside. For those that want to jump into the scripture and, you know, whether it's signs from the Most High or not, my advice is, whatever you think it is, just don't play with the Most High. You know what I mean? Don't play with the signs, or don't make light of a situation, because you know, just like that, do you ever think about when you out of here, your record deal, video out of here, all that shit is out of here. So let's get to this first shit, right? BET Awards, hip hop 50th year. Y'all know when the channel was hip hop, you know what I mean, entertainment, etc. And we love hip hop. That's why we quote hip hop. That's why that shit just flow fluently when we doing our shows off the cat. No rehearsing, no reading. It ain't no prompters in the back. Everything is off cat. You know what I mean? So they just had the BET Awards celebrating the birthday, you know, the birthday of hip hop. 50 years in the making, and a lot of people, you know, back then in the golden era, didn't think it would obviously get this far, and you know, see the multi-millionaires and the generational wealth that has been created from the genre of hip hop music. And so, you know, a lot of funny things, you know, took place. I didn't watch it through, but I did see the little parts and the pieces and shit. And first, let's get to Busta, right? Like, they gave Busta the Lifetime Achievement Award, which I think is very well deserving in my opinion. Busta is, you know, he's definitely one of the artists of the last decade, you know, the last 20 years, and he's been putting it down since he came in the game. At first, not really considered the best lyricist or the best, you know what I mean, MC, if you will, but always managed to have a memorable verse on songs with other, you know what I mean, heavy hitter MCs, artists, rappers, however you categorize them, you know what I mean? And my book is it's MCs, it's artists, it's rappers, and then it's like everybody else. That's just me. Like anybody can rap and start trying to put words together. And I spoke about this last week on the live when we was talking about Jim Jones, Pusha T, got their little beef and who's an artist, who's not an artist, etc. And he got a little emotional. He like, yo, you know what I mean? V, what up? He like, you know, I'm gonna get a little emotional on y'all. Fake gave a little tear, like, know what I mean? Fake give a little tear before you give your speech, challenge. And you know he can act, obviously. He was in Shaft, you know, Higher Learning and Shaft, I believe. He was a taxi driver. But Life Achievement Award, definitely deserving. But he kind of was like throwing shots, if you will. Some people was fake suggesting he was talking about Diddy. Take that, take that. As far as, you know, fucking hip-hop up and not letting the new artists flourish and, you know, get they just due and get to the bag. Like, kind of pretty much taking niggas shit and, you know what I mean, holding people back. Gray, what up? On the check-in, you know what I mean? I don't know if he was taking shots at Diddy or not, but I think what he's saying is true. You know what I mean? As far as little gatekeepers, and we'll segue that in a minute when we talk about Ice Cube and how he making his rounds with the big three, and he was talking about the gatekeepers and shit. But nonetheless, what Busta is saying is true. But rap been dead. Like hip hop, I mean, in my opinion, even though we celebrated 50 years, Nas Ben came out and was like, hip hop is dead. Jeezy took offense to that. Like, as long as I'm making music, hip hop ain't dead. And, you know, salute to him for, you know, even taking that stance. Like, nah, I'm nice, or I'm still making good music. So how dare you, even though you one of the vets, you're one of the best, if not the best in a lot of people's books, how dare you say the genre of hip hop is dead? When you hear Bow Wow came out recently, a lot of artists, it's like, yo, you know, hip hop pretty much is kind of stagnated now. And Busta was talking about the people in the back office, like in the back office on the bat line. You like how they taking the, you know, the consumer out of it because rap ain't really been doing shit. Shit is redundant. Shit is the same. Shit sound the same. Everybody got the same flow. You know what I mean? Your flow gonna be sounding like his, talking about how you rolling the bins. Like, shout outs to Lord like Kim. You know what I mean? Like, stay woke. Y'all niggas is sounding the same. And first of all, you're not sounding right on some Ghost and Ray. I don't want niggas sounding like me on no album because I'm gonna approach a nigga. Niggas kind of took that away. Like, now you can come out, hear niggas say a word, you use the word, you want to flip it and bounce it, and nobody will say nothing. And before, MCs and rappers and artists was like, there's a sign at the door, no biting allowed. Like, and if you do, I mean, like, they was addressing sucking MCs and people that was trying to come out and jack your style and take your shit, and you wasn't being original. So salute to Busta for that. And in fact, on one of his best albums, in my opinion, The Big Bang Theory, him and Q-Tip, or AKA Kamal, they got a song where can't hold a torch. Now niggas ain't making classics. You don't get past the torch because you can't carry the torch, and your shit is trash. Also at the BET Awards, you know what I mean? You had JT attacking Lil Uzi Vert, little viral clip. Obviously that's his chick and shit. That's her dude. I don't know how long they've been together. I really don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But I don't want to talk about it in this sense because I seen it spinning in the clip, as I like to say on the channel, on a couple of other channels. And y'all know I'm running through these YouTube streets. Y'all know I'm all in these social media platforms, and they should have never. Yo, I'm here now. And so, you know, when you in the comments and shit, on the Shade Room and the T and hip hop, you know, all these different various sites online, what you see is a lot of women condoling the shit, you know what I mean, rooting on the shit, bigging up the shit, and totally like with the shits, like, oh, Sagittarius, I think that's a sign, you know, that's what we do, and woo woo woo, and even fucking Trick Daddy, you know what I mean, he came out, you know what I mean, and he was like, you know, that's what a Miami girl going to do, and if you from here, and I get it, like, you hear, you know, when it comes to, you know, stereotyping people as far as what you know, what geographic you from, what borough you from, what city and state you from. You'll hear, you know what I mean, be like, yo, New York niggas is on, they wear Timbs all year round. Like, And that's you. Like, y'all niggas is wearing Timbs and 103 degrees and you juvenile. Like, 400 degrees, you got Timbs on with the socks up to your fucking kneecaps. You know what I mean? I'm being funny, but I'm not. Or you hear niggas like, yo, New York women, they be quick to tell a nigga to suck a dick and throw a frank at a nigga. And you hear these, you know, these different stereotypes for these different type of women. So I guess he just was feeding into that. I think it's all hogwash. I think it's all bullshit. What I do think is that when it comes to men and you speaking about domestic violence and, you know what I mean, you told Harpo to beat me and all my life I has to fight. And you know what I mean, I got 5 brothers and, you know what I mean, like you've been fighting your uncles and your little cousins and them. Now you got to fight your husband. You got to fight your boyfriend. And I'm being funny, but I'm not. Obviously, domestic violence is nothing to laugh at. And, you know, coming from the ghetto, nobody's smiling. The ghetto, we know a lot of people who deal with domestic violence, who, you know, go to, you know, women in battered homes, etc., shelters and shit like that. And it's always strong energy, like, get that nigga. When it's a man hitting a woman, and rightfully so. And we just seen that, you know, take place last week or maybe like, yeah, like I guess 11, 12 days ago with Jeremy Brown getting gunned down. And they're like, you went in for some hot dogs or some hamburgers and you came out with wings. I'm going to address that in a minute too, when, you know, later on in the show. You know what I mean? And it's strong energy for men that beat on women, that hate women. The wife beat, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not knocking that. We should have strong energy for that. If you are a man, you know what I mean? And you can refrain, you can have some self-restraint to not go upside, you know what I mean? A motherfucker has, especially a chick, you know what I mean? It's hard not to kill nigga, right? It's a full-time job, and niggas want to test you when your gun go. We know chicks can be out of line, ruthless, all in your face, tell you to eat a frank, smack you, do whatever, and think nothing is gonna come out of that. And that's the men, because we men ain't we, right? Like, the Manosphere highlights, we men ain't we supposed to be the ones to brush it off, take the higher road, walk away, and, you know what I mean, keep a chick at arm's length. And I get it. I think we should practice that, but obviously we're going to go down hard and fast. If you got anything to lose, you will lose it. You will be, what's the word, canceled and all this other shit, etc. But with the ladies, like, where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Like, where the ladies at? It's no smoke. It's encourage. It's big up. It's, oh, don't play with a woman. You shouldn't have been doing this, shouldn't have been doing that. And I don't know all of the details. And again, I really don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? He chose it. He picked her. You got to deal with that shit, homie. He's a little weird anyway. Put the motherfucking, the Vision emerald in his forehead. You know what I mean? Looking like Vision. And you think you a Marvel character. And, you know, I guess he was sitting next to Ice Spice. Or Ice Spice, and that nigga's a munch, and shit is trash. And that's you. This shit is trash. I'm sorry. No hate over here. I'm just saying as a person that loves music and all that. Every time I hear or some whack trash shit, I think of The Last Dragon when the show enough was inside Daddy's Green Pizza Shop and the white joint was playing, I mean, the music was playing in the background, and he turned around like, yo, who plays this shit? And he kicked the shit out of the TV and broke the TV. That's how a lot of y'all, you know what I mean, music sound to me. Maybe I'm a little older now. I don't really rock with that shit, but that's how it sound to me. And there's no knock on her. She, you know, she a sister trying to get it the legal way. I mean, it is what it is. Some people like, she an industry plant. I don't know if she's an industry plant or not. You know what I mean? I don't know, you know what I mean? The real ambition. What up, my guy? You know what I mean? I don't know, you know what I mean, if she a plant or not. But I guess JT went away, came back. Her seat was taken. He was sitting there with her. You know what I mean? And you know people going to do it for the gram. Like, do it for the gram. Do it for the gram. Oh, like taking pictures and shit. And she wowed the fuck out. Like, smoked the fuck out. Wowed the fuck out. Held the fuck out. Like, she wowed the fuck out. Acted other than herself. Showed her true self, if you ask me. I can imagine behind closed doors when she got an attitude or she on her period or, you know what I mean? Like, damn it, man, this is what you dealing with? Fit, feminine, and friendly is out the window, and you're a multi-millionaire, you know, platinum recording artist, one of the hottest songs that was releasing. I want to rock right now. That, whatever that rock shit is, you know what I mean? Body yada yada yada. You know what I mean? That shit, your shit is popping, and you got to deal with that shit. And then, you know, she always bragging about he got to buy a Birkin bags and, you know, spend all his money. And I get it. This is the celebrity lifestyle that a lot of y'all think y'all want. A lot of people is fake couples goals, and that shit's really not true. So anyway, she wilded out, threw the phone at the nigga, called him a bitch ass nigga, like, you know what I mean? Like, you bum ass nigga, you bitch ass nigga. And that's you, for the people, or not for the people, but for the men that allow that shit. If you accepted that shit, listen, you better grab your, you know what I mean? Like, lift your skirt, grab your nuts and put some bass in your voice, because that shit is unheard of, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying smack flames out of, but I'm saying you little wild when you like that. And obviously he did the whole route. He ain't fight back. He, you know what I mean? He ain't try to 52 blocker. I don't know if he took it back or not, but I guess he was on stage doing the song. He mentioned he got a little light-skinned shorty with red hair, you know, I guess describing, you know, Ice Spice or whatever. Then you sitting next with her. All you gotta do is say, yo, this is my lady is sitting here or whatever. Like, it could have been handled with some more class. And that's why I quote Slick Rick all the time on my channel, Mona Lisa. And you're like, well, just about then, Trevor, my friend, came in. He said, no, Rick, don't you playing with these niggas. And said, he grabbed me by my shirt and pulled me right at the store and said, I don't want to see you playing with these lowlights no more. Now come along. We have a party to attend with some real mature women and some more of our friends. He held at a cab and he waited for a minute. Like, yeah, you know the rhyme. You know what I mean? Like, dealing with these low-life, scallywag joints, and just because you know, you got makeup on or you got the best nails and the best cumbrellas, you know what I mean? As the old lady said, them eyelashes, them long eyelashes is cumbrellas on some old school throwback shit. Like, my eyes, my ears, what did I just hear? Can't even look at them things no more the same. You know, when you got a song or a record, or, you know, like you could take the person out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of the person, and no matter where you go, there you are. So, a little low class, a little low level, like some bum bitch shit to me. Obviously, Trick Daddy, Uncle Trick Daddy. He like, that's just how Miami, you know, women do, or that's how they get down. Fellas, is you tolerating that shit if you know, not if you some rapper or some athlete or, you know, got money in that regards. I know people don't really consider that high value. They sleeping around, they bumming around, they having all type of baby mamas. They ain't got the most, you know, credibility and integrity is intact. A lot of them is bum ass niggas too. They just celebrities and got paper. You know what I mean? And they good at what they do to a certain, you know, particular people that rock with them. You know what I'm saying? And obviously we talking about athletes, that's different because they're the best of the best if you make it to the majors. But anyway, fellas, is you tolerating that shit? Like, there's no smoke from the ladies. And we get it. The fake sisterhood, you know, they was riding for her. A lot of women, young and old, unfortunately, in my opinion, when you look online and you look at, you know, the social media economics and, you know, I'll say the influence, you know what I'm saying, and the sway of social media, you see a lot of people look up to these joints. You know, the Cardi B's, the Megans, the JT's, and, you know, the Carissa, whatever, you know, what's Young Miami, her partner, you know what I mean, and the Beyonce's, etc. And, you know, everybody needs a mentor, if you will, or, you know, you need some mentoring, or you need, you know what I mean, you may need a little push or how to do things, you know what I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Training and coaching, etc. Learn how to be coachable as they teach you in the multi-level marketing schemes and shit. But why are they your idols? Why are they like every little thing they do, you can't call them out on it? There's no right, you know what I mean? There's no wrong in what they do. And I just think that's kind of whack. And then it also goes to show too the moral fabric, or, you know, the level of consciousness of what we're dealing with. And it's like, yeah, nobody want to be like, you know, Miss Michelle Obama, or, you know what I mean, Claire Huxtable, just a TV personality, you know what I mean, or certain type of refined quality women. And you see people taking that route and even bigging them up, reverencing them, trying to carbon copy their whole swag. So it's not even you know what I mean, it's like quite confusing for you to remember the originator, and boy do I hate her, perpetrator, but I'm much greater. Like, it's quite confusing. And when you see, you can't tell one from the other. You don't know, you know what I mean, who's a church girl, who's a good girl, who's a college girl, who's a this, who's a that. a lot of times look like a lot of 304s bunched together. And maybe it looked that way too for, you know, the fellas, pants down, or they on the corner smoking or whatever. But I just think it's like, have that same energy for the women that do dumb, wild shit, behavior that's unbefitting. Same as you would have with a man, you know what I mean? Have that same energy, because it really just shows the hypocrisy, in my opinion. And it is what it is. Let's get to this last shit before we leave the BT Awards, right? We had Trina, the baddest. Another one from Slip and Slide, you know what I mean, out there in Miami. And, you know what I mean, Face, you know what I mean? Like, you love Face. Rick Ross, that song Face. She performed, she jumped on the stage, and she's a little older now. You know what I mean? She ain't as the bad as she used to be. She's not bad looking, and her older, you know, as she has gotten older, she don't look like she was 21, 22, 23. And obviously, if you blessed to live, I'm not age shaming, and I'm not gonna body shame, but I am gonna point out the obvious, or what should be the obvious. And a lot of people is covering their eyes, you know what I mean? So a lot of the fans or people was asking, is she pregnant? I didn't know she had issues with trying to get pregnant or trying to conceive, like a lot of women do, some of them. And that's why, for those of you that are able to conceive and that and all systems is go, or you already had children and you was blessed to have 1, 2, 3, or even just one, be grateful, be appreciative, because there's some people that got to pay thousands of dollars just to, you know, do type of procedures and do all this fumbling and, you know what I mean, all type of shit just to try to have a baby. So if you're able to conceive and you're still in your youth, or, you know what I mean, you have child, be appreciative, be thankful that the Most High bless you to have kids, be able to see them, you know what I mean, and to live, to come out of it alive. Obviously, we know bringing a child into the world is a possibility of you not making it, you know what I mean, etc. So salute to y'all for all of the mothers, right? But I didn't know that she had issues with that. I didn't know she, you know, took issue with it. But I guess her rep, you know what I mean, she like, yo, you know, to all my fans, can we just get over this? And, you know, they was asking her, was she pregnant? Because she look a little roundish, you know what I mean? Look a little fat, you know what I mean? Or prego. And obviously she's not pregnant, as almost being 50. I think, I'm not sure what's the oldest. I know women that having, you know, kids later and later on, especially freeze your eggs, or, you know, you do X, Y, Z. Like I said, if you got money, you got the bag, you can afford to do, you know, certain things to try to bring forth child. Everybody don't have that challenge. Everybody don't got the bag. So it is what it is. So she's like, y'all know I got issue with that, and, you know, just my weight fluctuates as all women, you know, weight fluctuates, and I get it. But it's like, you knew you was gonna perform, right? Like, right? Like you knew you was gonna be on TV in the BT Awards. Now why you ain't diet? Why you ain't get in shape? Why you ain't, you know what I mean, do the best you could do to look the best that you can be? You know what I mean? And you're the best around, and nothing's ever gonna, like, you the best around. Like, so what up, Viva? So it's like when you come on in, you give that type of shit to your rep, and you tell your fans, the people that help make you who you are, in addition to your talent, you're like, yo, back off that shit. You know what I mean? Like, forget about that shit. Same shit with Patti LaBelle, with the lyrics to Tina Turner. You know what I mean? When she was performing and the teleprompter was fucking the words up. No, be prepared. Come ready to rock and roll. Get, you know, when they say, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So when opportunity, you know what I mean, presents itself, you ain't got to be scrambling and doing all that. And one of the things that they do teach you, you know what I mean, inside of, you know, multi-level marketing businesses, etc. I'm sure it's probably taught in other fields as well, you know what I mean, is the 30-second presentation, you know what I'm saying? Or your napkin presentation, where literally whatever you're trying to pitch, whatever you're trying to sell, if you run into Diddy, for instance, if you're a rapper, you know what I mean, or whoever you are, whatever field you're in, and you run into that person that you think can elevate you and take you to the next level. Are you gonna fumble the ball when it's time to start speaking and humming and some Ralph Cramton shit? Or you already know what you're gonna say because you've been practicing in the mirror, you've been writing it down on your napkin, and it's like, oh, boom, this is what I'm offering. Woo, and I'm such and such, I mean, blah, 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 30-second presentation. And people practice that because they want to close. They always want to be closing when you're in multi-level marketing type of business where you're selling things. You always want to be closing, and the only way to close is to be a good closer. Mario, you know what I mean? What is it? Mario Rivera, you know what I mean, from the Yankees. The Mariano of the Mariata. If money talks, the whole world about to hear me out. You knew you was getting on stage. You knew you was going to have your ass out. You knew you was going to be like, come on, baby, come on, baby. So, and you know people are going to be judgmental. Rich, what up? Like, you know people was going to have something to say, good or bad. So for you to just be like, yo, you know, my weight fluctuates. Obviously, if you don't care, then you don't care. Come out and you're going to come out in your own way. Let it be. Let the people say what the fuck they're going to say. Let it brush off your shoulders. Let it brush off your shoulders and keep it moving. But for you to have your rep come out like, yeah, you know, y'all know she's sensitive about the baby and, you know, having baby issues and her weight fluctuating and this, that, woo, 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 and then just get in shape. Go on a diet before it's time. And we see movies and people that really take their shit serious, and I know a few personally. Like, you know what I mean? You hit the, what did he say? What Drake say? Go on the stair, checking the numbers. Said you dropping 10 pounds, preparing for summer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you doing this shit for yourself because you the coldest. Men never notice, and you doing it for yourself, and that's a fancy reference from Drake. Like, men never notice. I know chicks that go on diets, juicing and all that shit just to stay at a certain weight. Like, they take that shit serious. And then some, they don't. They just live their life. They live their best life. They don't really care, or they give the perception that they don't really care. You got to accept me as I am, and I'm a baddie, and even if I weigh 300 pounds, you got to accept me as I am, and I'm a bad bitch. Then some take it serious, and they in the gym on the treadmill running. They're not eating certain things. They on some real strict diet shit. So you really was worried about your weight, Trina. Then why you just ain't do none of that? Why you ain't prepared better for your show? So, you know, I just think it's a little disingenuous. It's a little looking with the side eye, like, come on, you know you was getting on that stage. Don't be mad now that people is talking about is you Prego and you're really not. You just looking a little round in the stomach area. And it happens to the best of us. Age, if God bless you to live long enough, you're gonna get older. Some of us, you know, step into that a little better than others. You got some people like, they just still look fucking amazing at their age. You be like, damn, how the fuck this nigga or how she, you know what I mean, able to still look like how they look. And then some people used to be the shit, and now they just look like shit. And you used to, you know what I mean? Like, she used to be so fine to me. Now you just look like trash, you know what I mean? Let's get into some other shit though, right? Speaking of the BET Awards, Busta Rhymes talking about, you know, Diddy possibly, maybe kind of, sort of. We don't know who he was talking about. But we in the end game because Ice Cube said, straight out of Compton, a crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube from the gang called Niggas with Attitudes. When I pulled off, I got a sawed off. Squeeze the trigger and bodies are all right. You too, boy, if you feel me, like Ice Cube, NWA, one of my favorite groups of all time. And I think Dog Pound or Death Row just beat Wu-Tang out for the best rap group ever? What? Like, I'm going to say no to that. I'm going to say that's a big no to me. Maybe people on the West Coast feel a little different about that. But for me, my money is on Wu-Tang Clan. You know what I mean? I am a New Yorker, but Staten Island, Wu-Tang, we love the kids. You know what I mean? Anyway, Ice Cube, he just came out, seen him do like a little snippet. Obviously, he was promoting the Big Three. That's back. I think they just had a game, or they're gonna have a game this probably tomorrow. Madison Square, no, not Madison Square Garden, the Barclays Center. You know what I mean? And salute to Ice Cube for doing something, and you know, innovative, and obviously always being that Renaissance guy, one of the original, one of the first to transition and show people really how to do it. You know what I mean? In my opinion, Ice Cube doesn't get the flowers from, you know, mainstream media. Obviously, I'm pretty sure people on the West Coast reverence Ice Cube and they bow down and kiss the ring in West Side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Ice Cube is really that dude for a lot of reasons. You know what I'm saying? One, leaving NWA when it was time and dissing them niggas and doing his own shit, getting on the Islamic wave in the Nation of Islam, like coming into the movies and writing FriDaY and just being different in that vein, not afraid to step out the comfort zone and do what he do. And obviously, in Boys in the Hood, playing the iconic character of Doughboy, I mean, solidified, like certified and solidified, in my opinion, that is Ice Cube. However, in recent years, right, a little older, you know what I mean, not so much making music like that, or not as relevant to, you know, a lot of people may say ain't got no hits on the charts, or his radios ain't, you know, his songs ain't spinning in the clip, if you will. Cool. He did come out with the Black Contract, and that was dealing with Joe Biden, you know what I mean, Sleepy Joe, and obviously Trump, who's just a hot mess right now. Every time you look around, every time you turn around, his name is in the news for some, you know what I mean, investigative reports like dun 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 dun, like investigative reports. Every time you turn around, he's in the news for that. All that aside though, like whoever you voted for, you know what I mean? Domi, what up, my guy? You know what I mean? And however you voted, that's you. But we talking about Ice Cube, and we talking about the Black Contract that he chose to, you know what I mean, write up, present to both parties, like the Jews do, like the, you know, the LGBTQ and all these different organizations before they give the vote. They don't just automatically give the vote. They say, hold on, wait a minute, stop, think about it. Is this benefiting me? Is this going to be beneficial to me? How is this helping me and my peoples out before we give you our vote? The teachers union, you know what I mean, DC 37, etc. All these different unions, MTA, etc. When you represent a lot of people, when you have a governing body over you, you have to have some type of union. You have to have somebody be like, checklist, check, check. Nah, they're not giving us that. Billy D, what up, my guy? Ain't been seeing you around lately, you know what I mean? Round and round, round we go. What's the word? What's the vibes? And so, Ice Cube, he drew up the list. He drew up the Black Contract, telling people, black folks, oh, but you black. Like, listen, before we give our vote automatically to the Democrats or even to the Republicans, this is the type of contract we should have. Let them run through it. Let them tell us what they're going to give us off the list before we just give them our vote. Salute to him for that. Salute to him for that 1,000%, right? Now, Ice Cube to me is an official dude. You know what I mean? And I don't know him personally. I'm just talking about the moves he made as a businessman, as a rapper, etc., coming up in the Ice Cube era. The things he did, I think he's a solid dude. Anyway, with that being said, that was gangster. That was more gangster than anything, you know what I mean, any gangster rapper could have rapped about. And Sheik said, I put 30 in your head all in the same hole, and we got the same goals. You trying to tamper with mine? I think he said, I'm going to put 30 in the same hole in your fucking head. That's gangster. Even though it's exaggeration. He ain't writing no black contracts up. My point being this, it's not really so much the Black Contract, because we know that shit went nowhere, and when he went on real quick, because it's my show, I do what I want. We know he went on the Queens of Soul, Vivica Fox and them, you know what I mean? And it was like, this ain't got no black women in it, and he was like, duh, black women is considered black people, ain't it? Like, and you see how the women, unfortunately, was trying to separate on some black men, black women, and Ice Cube was like, we all black. And you want to go to South Africa? Oh, but you black. Right. They pushed that shit to the side. He said since he came out with that contract, this is what I want to talk about. He said since he came out with the Black Contract, the gatekeepers, this is his words, go on Google, go on YouTube, he said they've been fucking with him. You know what I mean? They've been fucking with him, trying to throw little 52 blocks and block his shit, do little shit in the back office to stop his flow. I said, damn, Ice Cube? I mean, the nigga you love to hate, like, they fucking with Ice Cube? And this is a while back now. Remember, Joe won. The election's about to come up again. So this is already 3 years. We already passed this shit. And he's talking about the big three, how the NBA kind of do stuff to 52 block and shit. And what he said is, he like, this summer, he gonna go on a whole media blitz tour to all the different, he said, I'm hitting up every spot. And this is a personal invitation to Ice Cube, because I fucks with you. You know what I mean? You definitely welcome to come on Popovich TV, where we live, we rolling, we uncut, and we authentic, that feeling. You definitely could come up here. You know what I'm saying? No yes men here. And I got some questions probably some people won't ask. And I think we'll have a good interaction. You know what I mean? We could do it on a Skype or a FaceTime. But you're welcome to come to Popovich TV, Ice Cube. But anyway, he said he gonna make his rounds and he's gonna start exposing the gatekeepers. So he was like, you know who they is. He didn't say no names. And like LL said, like, you know what I mean? Crush Mo D, Hammer, and Ice-T's girl. But still, niggas want to instigate shit like, I'm going to name some names. He didn't name no names. So I'm like, all right, we going to wait. First you put it out, what if they knock you off? Then we won't know who the gatekeepers is. But he like, we know who they are. He like, it's obviously who's the gatekeepers. I got some ideas who might be the gatekeepers as far as hip-hop, entertainment, Hollywood, shit like that. See Jamie Foxx still sitting up in the hospital, and what happened to that boy prison, you know what I mean, to him, and hopefully he get up out of that shit. Like, crazy, shit crazy. But I hope he do come, make his media blitzes, hope he expose everything. I hope it confirms some stuff that people already be saying, and we'll see, you know, what happens. My last thing to Ice Cube, even if he don't come on my show, for the podcasters and the shows that he go on, somebody better ask him, how long did you know about the gatekeepers, and why you wait till they start fucking with you now before you want to expose them? Why you ain't been exposing them? Why you ain't been put foot to ass and say, yo, this motherfucker, this bitch in the back, all these people is gatekeepers, and they be stopping brothers and sisters, etc., from getting in the door. Why you ain't been do that? I want to answer. And I hope whatever show that he go on, I know we at the bottom, we be struggle streaming over here. Shout out to everybody that fuck with Popovich TV, regardless, because we the real. And when they catch up, they catch up. Why wait till now? It's like the Diddy bodyguard. Yo, they killed Big and they set him up, ooh, Why you ain't been saying something, doggy? Like, it's 25, those niggas could have been 50. Where you at, homie? And why you waiting? You know what I mean? Like, now you just look disgruntled, and it look like, okay, they fucking with your bag, they fucking with the big three, or they stopping you from doing X, Y, Z. Now you want to expose. And it just kind of look with the side eye. I respect it, but I still would like to know why you wait so long, and how long did you know? Don't you think the people should know? I'm just saying. You got a big voice, you got a big platform. Ain't that something that we should know? Expose these motherfuckers. I mean, what's the problem? We all gonna go. We all out of here. And that brings me to my next shit. When I was talking about this shit last week, it happened a few days ago. Last week I did the show, or last Saturday or last Friday. And I won't spend too much topic on this because it's like, for what? But I do want to point this out. That's the Jeremy Brown dude, right? Dude that went in for a hamburger. That's what you see all over the internet now. Came out with wings. Unfortunately, hit the sister, you know what I mean, 3 times, not 1, not 2, like, you know what I mean, 3 times. Her son came popping. Y'all know what it is. And when I did the show last week, this is why I want to talk about it as well. Because when I did the show last week, they had locked him up. They was arrested for murder. I think like 2-3 days later, or the day later and shit or whatever, came out, all charges dropped. Cool. The law is the law. The law is man-made. Just because you're found guilty in a court of law doesn't mean you are actually guilty. And just because you're found not guilty in a court of law doesn't mean that you're not guilty. I've seen both being up top in the penal system, and I'm not biased just because I went through the penal system. I don't blame nobody for me going through the system. I'm not an angel. I'm going to call a spade, and it is what it is. Rosie Perez, right. That's an old reference. It is what it is, and I'm going to call a spade as I see it. And I got to talk about my life and as I see it. I'm only saying that to say, I think she should have been charged. Here's why. I think he was wrong. For those that missed the show, if you're going to jump in the comments now, he was fucking out of line. Make no mistake about it. And again, though, just because a man is a man and a woman is a woman doesn't mean a man is going to exercise self-restraint, doesn't mean he's going to have discipline, doesn't mean he's going to be all there mentally. And so I try to tell women, especially the ones that I love and in my family, you know what I mean? Don't argue with men if you can. Don't antagonize them just because you think you can fight or you got a brother or son that's a killer, you know what I mean? And to kill one man or to kill 10, they only can kill you once, so it's all the same. That's a Wu-Tang reference, perpetrate. Doesn't matter. Stay out of men's face if you can. And if you see a man is crazy, deranged, off his rocker, probably should vacate the premises. Because people was like, yo, they blaming her for not leaving, etc. I don't think she had to leave. I think that, you know, she seen he was getting a little belligerent or getting a little crazy. And word to my grandmother, come to find out his grandmother's dead. People was like, now he met her. Even got Willie D commenting. So I just want to talk about just a quick little few things with this story. Now that it's trending or it's, you know, it's almost over. Y'all know in the news clip that shit is here. 2-3 days, then you're out of here. And I hope they remember you. Like, you're done. So they had the funeral. Well, let's get to that first, right? Then I'll get back. They had the funeral. You can't make this shit up, in the words of Kevin Samuels. Like, you can't make this shit up. The women in his family, they got the Knockout King shirt on, which is super tacky. They're like, we don't need no GoFundMe. You know, they dancing on fucking cars and shit, twerking. They just, oh, but you black and the worst of us, because it's like, damn, bro, no class. This shit is so low class. This shit is so low level vibrations that you lost a loved one to some dumb shit. And this is the energy that you're giving. And obviously one of the sisters, I don't know their names and none of that. I'm not going to help make them famous. They're like, yeah, we got 10,000 views. So fucking what, bitch? Like, what 10,000 views going to do for you? Did that put some money in your pocket? Did that bring your loved one back? Did that teach somebody a lesson and not do this shit again? Like, what are you getting out of the publicity that you think you're going to be famous now? This is the mindset of some people. And it's all for sale. That's why I quote that. I got a lot of quotables on Populous TV. I don't want to see no niggas biting my style on the other video. And it's all for sale. These people, all this shit is for sale and for the gram, for social media. Her dead cousin or brother or whoever he was is dead. Like, he's dead. Like, he's never coming back. And once the lights go off, they don't come back on. This ain't a flick. You ain't going to come back on. You're not that strong. You knew it was wrong, but you asked for it, baby. Like, you asked for this shit. You dead. And this is what they do. Like, imagine you see on TV, you know, this shit is, I'm being funny, but I'm not. Although he was dead fucking wrong, imagine if he could see what the antics his family was doing. Like, damn, I'm fucking dead? And this is what y'all doing at my funeral? Like, this shit is so tacky and so fucking low level. It's no wonder why certain people of other ethnicities look at us with the side eye. Like, I feel sorry for your mother. And that's a Minister Society reference before old dog pulled out and popped both of them. Like, I feel sorry for your mother. That nigga said, what you say? Pop that nigga. Like, I mean, like, you give me this motherfucking camera. And you know what I mean? Like, and Billy D, you still watching? Fuck Kane. We selling these shits for $59.99. Like, you played yourself. You played yourself big time. And it's very sad. Like, we don't need no GoFundMe, you know, woo, 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 Now that's just the dumb part, right? The ignorant part. This is the other thing I want to talk about with the case and the situation. Unfortunately, right? People was happy he died. I get it. He probably was a piece of shit. And it's no disrespect. I never really want to talk about people that's dead in the bad light. I know I'm going to die one day. The internet is undefeated. People may have some funny shit about me, my mom's, if I die before her. I love you, Mom. I was at your crib today. I always love spending time with you. So my sister or whoever got to see some fuck shit that somebody did on the internet like they did him. They got the wings. It's a video game out, right? This shit is crazy. It's a video game on some San Andreas Grand Theft Auto style type shit. Where they got him punching her, knocking her down, then him getting shot up. Like, this shit is wild. And it's crazy because the lack of respect, even though he was all the way wrong, he lost his life. Cool, you got people happy. Like, I feel nothing. Like, you got motherfucking actors and Willie D, big celebrities, ghetto boys. I feel nothing. What you supposed to feel, bro? A man lost his life and a 14-year-old boy, innocence is gone. That nigga took a life. Although it was in the protection of his moms, we don't know how that's going to affect him moving forward. Mentally. He may never recover. And then people act like babies don't get killed every day, B, the quote can. But really what he said, niggas get killed every day, B. We so immune to this shit. People is happy. You know what I mean? Like, they was happy with Kevin, happy with him, and I get it. He did some what's the word I'm looking for? Horrific shit. Some egregious shit. I still don't think he should have lost his life. I think he should be in jail, should have got charged, maybe should have got his ass whipped. But death, I think that's a little bit much. And for people to be so happy, a lot of the women was cheering, a lot of some of the guys, what you would do if it was your moms? Of course, we all want to protect our moms. We all want to protect the women in our family. Death is one thing though, like Nas got, I forget what song it is. Oh, matter of fact, it's on the Life is Good album, and I think it's you know, you wouldn't know where I've been. Know what I mean? He like, yo, you know what I mean? I'm screaming free my nigga because he a stand-up nigga, and only people that gotta kill niggas when they put in that seat, and it's very, very necessary. Otherwise, you don't brag about just killing your own. And then like you just killing other people, and people kill us so much. As soon as when they do it, it's Black Power, it's Black Lives Matter, it's call motherfucking, what's the lawyer name? Crumplin, Anthony Crumplin, etc., etc. And all that shit is hypocritical. And that's what really made me realize, not that I was in the dark or totally naive to it. People online gonna be trolling. People online is, you know, they online internet shit. In real life, they're not really like that. You never pop nobody, you never murder nobody. You know what I mean? Maybe some of your people that's locked up, it's free the bros, it's free this. And so just to see people joyous, I'm not saying, you know, you gotta feel sad or sympathy. But when you see people joyously, think what I'm saying, joyously. Now I can see if the lady family who was attacked, if they was like, yeah, fuck that nigga to the 10th power, that's they family. But random people that you don't know, right is right, wrong is wrong. But also remember, you know what I mean, it's a big universe out there. You know what I mean? It's a small world, and the movers and shakers make it smaller. And the energy you put out there for the good Christians and the good religious and the people that's holier now and good vibes only, these are the same people that was joyous and happy that he lost his life, even though he was wrong. Because again, if it was the police, right? We see shit with the police. He was running. They could have tased him. They could have put him in a chokehold. They could have jet lead him. Like, when it's a black motherfucker get killed by a white cop, and I know it's not the same circumstances, but my point still remains. Follow me if you're not slow. When it's white on black and it's police officers, we be like, yo, why they ain't, what's the movie Wanted with Anna Jolie, where they was shooting a gun and the bullets was curving. They're like, yo, why, you know what I mean, why they ain't shoot him in the leg and the bullet ain't flip? Or why he ain't hit him in a 54 headlock, and why this, why that, why they bust him in the back while he was running? He was getting away. They had the address. They had the license plate. They could have went to his crib. You know what I mean? Like, for the people that, you know, it's like, yo, that's fucked up. That's bad policing, and it is bad policing. Because if a suspect is running, he don't got no weapons, etc., you don't got to shoot him in the back. And so what they did, allegedly, the charges is dropped. There's no sweat off my back. You know what I mean? It just looks bad in the public eye. Like Hov said, nobody wins when the family feuds. And when we feud like this and you see black people happy, joyous, saying all type of wild shit about somebody that's dead, how you think other people view it? Like, they don't give a fuck about each other. And a lot of us don't. Let's keep it a buck. I'm not going to cap on my show. A lot of us don't. Nigga gun you down the street in front of your moms. Like how he just did that to her. But the point is, you happy and you joyous. Keep that same energy if somebody ride on them. And people like, yo, they got to get out of Chicago. And I talk about Chicago all the time because there'd be some wild stories coming out of Chicago. I'm never, ever, 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 ever like Outkast. Ever going to live in Chicago. I may not even visit. I'm not going to no games. I don't want to see no monuments. That's a shit show. and mostly ran by Democrats, if you will, on some political shit. And it's all political now, like Hope said. Never moving there. You see the wildest shit come from out of there. But they're like, yo, she got to get out of there. She got to get her son from out of there. And right, they probably do got to get out of there. If you look at the family and what they was doing at the fucking funeral, they might ride. Then what did they do? Are y'all going to keep the same energy? Because he was protecting his moms, his family. People protect their family even when their family is wrong. So if your cousin do some shit that she shouldn't be doing, and it's a dude involved, and you about that life, you gang on your knot, you just about that shit. You gonna go defend your cousin, right? You might go pop, kill for your cousin, even though your cousin was wrong. So even though he was wrong, what if his family ride? What if somebody that fuck with him heavy, don't care if he was wrong, because he's the knockout kid? What if they ride for him? Are y'all gonna be on the internet talking that same shit like, yeah, well, the little boy probably shouldn't have killed him because he shot him in the back. Then he ran out the store. Oh, he was going to get a gun. All these scenarios people be drawing up. Maybe he was. I don't know. But I do know they went outside. They followed him. And allegedly maybe kind of sort of. I don't want to get sued. I don't got no money. The moms told him to finish him on some Mortal Kombat shit. On some motherfucking Karate Kid. Finish him when a nigga, you know what I mean, double kicked him in the face. She told him to finish him. She could have showed mercy. He ain't showed nothing. He popped her 3 times, but he didn't kill her. He didn't cut her and stab her. Once you pull out the gun, it's like, you going to shoot me in the pinky toe or you want to hit people with garbage cans? They could have let him live. Maybe he would have came back, who knows, when you look down the line into the crystal ball and you start painting out all the scenarios. The point is, they had a chance to show mercy. They could have let him live, and they didn't. And it is what it is. Condolences to his family. May Allah have mercy. May Allah have mercy on you when you die. Be careful what you put on the internet, people. We all out here in this world, and like Future said, it's an evil world out here. We clearly can see that. So for the people that's happy and you joyous, keep that same energy when that shit come affect your family in a way that you ain't expecting. We wake up every day when you leave out your house. It ain't a guarantee that you're coming back. So you making fun that he went for a burger, came out with wings. You could be going to work and come back with wings. So just be mindful of that. You know what I mean? It's definitely not a pleasant and peachy clean world. Let's get to this though. Let's get to ESPN, right? Let's get to ESPN. Big shake up, big wake up, big news. And y'all know I like to call and play on the channel. KRS-One, right? Do you ever think about when you out of here? Your record deal, video, out of here. Mercedes, Benz, Range Rover, all that shit out of here. Your rap career is out of here. Well, in the ESPN world, which I kind of stopped watching as much as I used to, the golden days of ESPN been over for me. That's when Stuart Scott was around, when Scott Van Pelt had hair. You know what I mean? It was the old anchors. Sage Steele was looking a little younger, looking a little sprier, looking like, you know what I mean? Damn, Shorty could get it. She older now, you know what I mean? Scott Van Pelt was bald. Rest in peace, Stuart Scott. He been gone. And obviously, you know, since then it was, you know, the skips on the first take. Stephen A. then took over the whole shit. He's the big man on the campus. What's the other guy? The Cuban guy and his pops. Fuck is his name? Can't think of his name right now. The Cuban guy, Dan Levitar. I like Dan Levitar. I mean, a lot of people that they took off ESPN for whatever reasons. Maybe they went somewhere else. Maybe they was fired. Maybe they didn't want to be involved no more in the woke bullshit that is ESPN. So now they come out with a whole fucking shitload of people that they let go. So that's why I plainly say, do you ever think about when you out of here? So on that list is Jalen Rose, Max Kellerman, Keyshawn Johnson. They on the same show in the morning. That's one of the few shows I do watch now. Keyshawn and Jay Will in the morning. They kick Max off First Take, threw him on there. And then Max got his own show, which I do watch too, when I can catch it. It's This Just In, and This Just In here, all them niggas is fired. Donald Trump, you're fired. But don't feel sorry for them. They all millionaires. They all good. You know what I mean? I think they will fall firmly on their feet, especially Jalen Rose. He already was kind of like building his own media shit, following Stephen A. building his shit, I guess, preparing for if they let him go. And last week, or maybe like 2 weeks ago, Stephen A. was saying like, yo, I don't even know if they're going to let me go. Excuse me. He like, nobody's safe. So I guess was forewarning the people, like, we about to make some massive cuts. When I heard they cut like $5 billion across all, like, ESPN is owned by Disney, Disney Plus and all that shit, all the other networks, and they let Jeff Van Gundy go. They let Alfonso, forget his name, Fonzo something. He covered college, and I think they let Jessica something. They let some other people go. They might let Jay Will go. They might let some other people go. People is like Stephen A is behind this. I doubt that. I know he on some company man shit. Like, I wake up and I think about how I can make more money for the bosses, and the more money for the bosses is more money for me. And I know he kind of be tap dancing and shucking and jiving and challenge for what it's worth. I know that's how he come across, and this is his own words. Like, I think about how I can make the boss more money. Got you, Stephen A. We love workers like, I mean, who wouldn't want a worker like that? Like, whether you in the streets, whether you got a business, Dunkin' Donuts, you want workers and people like him that's going to figure out how to help the boss get more money. I mean, that's just the way it is, right? When you're in a capitalistic society, and I'm not mad at the employees. I mean, the employers of the employees. You want employees like that, and the lackeys, people that want to watch porn, want to be on Instagram when they're supposed to be working. You want them out of here. Like, do you ever think about you want them out of here? So, people like Stephen A. They bringing back up this Molly shit. Obviously, we know Jalen Rose was married to Molly. They got a divorce. We don't really know the real reasons, etc. People was like, Stephen A. popping her. My stance was, if you don't know, I don't think he was popping her. I think somebody of Stephen A.'s status, he can have the pick of the living. Not to say it's nothing wrong with Molly, but it's like Hov said. He said that'd be the day I have a baby by Free. I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with Free. I'm just saying that ain't nothing wrong with me. On that I try to pretend to all the same song. The whole was pretty much answering the questions of, was he fucking Free from 106 in Park, and he like, listen, ain't nothing wrong with Free, but if I leave B, I'm gonna have a plan B, and it ain't gonna be no fucking Free. I'm not leaving Beyonce for no Free. Like, if I do some cheating, I need, like some joints, you just have sex with them and it's like, oh, please leave me. Not me. I need Angelina Jolie's loving. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need the top of the top if I'm gonna be fucking around on my, you know what I mean? So I'm only saying that to say Molly not bad looking, but she ain't the best around. She ain't the best around. Like, she regular degular. Makeup on, long hair. She look like she staying fit. She a little older now, but to say Stephen A. would fuck with her, not like it's some loyalty to Jalen Rose, but some bro code shit, but it's like, he can have anybody he want problem. Even though he's older with the hairline going back. Stephen A. fucking Smith, millionaire, on TV every day, well known. Obviously, he can probably bag anything, you know what I mean? That's free and available, you know what I mean? So for him to fuck with her over something way more bad than her, I just didn't really see it. He from Queens, he from New York, so you know what it is. Like, he ain't, you know what I mean? He probably got some dick control, unlike a lot of other people. I just didn't really see him doing that. But to say he got him fired, I don't think he had the pull to get him fired. I think even though he's the top dog, he is the face of ESPN. I don't think he had the what's the word I'm looking for? The cachet to go to the execs and the higher ups and say, yo, I want all these people fired. I want all these people out of here. He did have the power to get Max off First Take because that's his show. Like he said, he's the executive of the show, etc. He gets to have say on who comes on weekly. That's why he got Mad Dog, and he bring on who he want. But not to say like off ESPN. That's a stretch. Then you got, like I said, Max. He got the Justin. He was on the morning show. Steph Van Gundy, he been on ESPN now, quoting fucking doing the NBA game since he left the Knicks. Did he get a job after the Knicks? I think he did get a job after the Knicks. Or was that his brother that was in Houston? I can't really recall. But he been on ESPN forever. Jalen Rose been on ESPN forever. They're going to be all right, though. I don't think nobody got them fired. I'm waiting to see now, like Marcellus Wiley, he had a good take on it. He was on ESPN. He also was on, Sports Nation and shit. Then he went to Fox. Then Fox let him go. He now we might hear the real deal from Jalen, just like they let Paul Pierce go. Even though he was on live, you know, smoking a little chiba, little Buddha, you know what I mean, a little poison, got the strippers in the back and shit, doing the most on live, even though he really wasn't doing the most. He was doing what men do, you know what I'm saying? Even though he married, people was bringing that up. His wife ain't had no problems. Why the fuck we got problems? But ESPN let him go behind that. I don't think it was no egregious, you know, behaviors behind the scenes. But I would love for Jalen Rose to come out once he, you know, gets situated. I think he should start his own YouTube. I mean, he could probably, you know, jump right into the YouTube streets and have a big following. Some people don't fuck with Rose, but I think overall people do like his commentate. You know, his commentary on the game, his style on, you know, how he, you know, gives out the information, etc. Right now, I think that's Richard, even though he only on the NBA, Perk trying to make his rounds. There's a lot of other people they could have let go. A lot of people they wanted Malika Andrews fired. I get it. She be doing the most. Draft night, you know what I mean? Draft day, Johnny Manziel. 5 years later, how are you the man still? Talking about, you know, the shit that happened with the young girl losing her life. And just little shit, doxing, you know, the men in the NBA. The coach of Boston, how he had the domestic violence, so driving without a license like 17 years ago. Little shit like that. I do look at it with the side eye, like, what's the meaning? Why are you doing this? And other people were saying they should have. People were saying Perk should have got fired. I like Perk. He kind of like, you know what I mean, got a little charisma, got a little, you know what I mean. Maybe he'll be a company man down the line. Who fucking knows? Who y'all think should have got fired? Where you think Max, Jay, they're talking about letting Jay Will go too. There's still some other people that might come down the pipeline that might lose their jobs. And it's never good losing your job. But the thing about those people is, they all millionaires. They ain't like us. When you lose your job, that shit could be really, really, really devastating. Cashville, what's the word? That shit could be really devastating when you lose your job. Somebody like Jalen Rose lose their job. He got the school and all that shit. He good. You know what I mean? Like Max Kellerman, he might could go back to boxing that night. Obviously, you know, Max is from the city. He was rapping and shit. A lot of people don't know Max was rapping and all that. You know what I mean? Max was fucking rapping. That's why people say Stephen A ain't like him. People was like he was more black than Stephen A. Oh, but you black. I think he'll fall on his feet too. Maybe he'll go back to Fox or whatever. We'll see. A lot of people companies is cutting costs. When you look at the AI industry and the robot, you know, the technology, and they got all these machines and people taking over jobs. You know, you definitely want to secure yourself a career or a line of work where a machine, you know, possibly can't do your job. You know what I mean? The plumbing, electrician, and shit like that. Carpentry, you know what I mean? I'm sure they'll maybe, who knows in the future, this shit may turn to the Terminator. Who fucking knows? But I know for right now, with certain jobs that they can't do. Obviously, when you operate in big machinery, like it was a video I seen real quick, even though we was talking about ESPN letting people go. It was a video on Instagram I seen, like the big freight trains, like the big freight carts and shit, coming overseas and you know, at the ports and all that. He was showing one side where the human workers are still working at. He like it was 100%. Then they added AI and the machines is activating and moving shit. That was like 30%. He like now we at like 45. You know what I mean, 50%. And he like, who knows? Maybe in the next 2-3 months, it'll be, you know, the workforce of the humans will probably be down to 40%. So it is industries where, you know, technology and AI is taking over. If you savvy enough, you computer literate, or you know about that type of shit, then jump into it, see where you could get in when you fit in. You definitely don't want to be the last, and most times you don't want to be the first, but you want to get in when the getting is getting good. This last shit I'm going to talk about, you know what I mean? Only because a lot of niggas is in denial. Yeah, I mean, I really don't really do too much like gossip and shit or rumors and all that. But I want to say it like for this, because a lot of niggas think they shit don't stink. And this is for guys that's like on a player tip. You out there, and you're a player, but you got a girl. You know what I mean? You got a wife at home, you got a significant other. You might live with her, you might not live with her, but especially if you live with her, right? So recently you got the Offset come out. You like Cardi B cheated on him, or allegedly he thinks she cheated. She came out, debunked it. You know what I mean? Whether it's true or not, I don't really give a fuck about that. But I do want to say, if you think your game is that tight, if you think you're going to be out clapping cheeks, getting buns, doing the most, getting your numbers up, Will Chamberlain, and your lady ain't gonna cheat, or she ain't gonna, you know what I mean, find some type of way to get hers in, get revenge, even if she ain't confront you on some, I know you cheating. Even if she don't confront you, for you to think that they won't do the same is very naive. And we know that, because people are clowning them. A lot of women, of course, obviously, and rightfully so. But men and women, when we cheat, we obviously we don't take it the same. Whether it's the double standard, some that go in men's favor, some that go in women's favor. We know that men take it hard because it's the belief that, obviously, once your lady cheat, your woman or whatever, that it's more than just a bone. It's more than just sex and fuck, Like, a man could go bone and there don't be no feelings involved at all. Like, even if you bone a couple times, like, No, ladies, some of y'all don't believe. I'm not going to get into all that. That's just the overall consensus. That's what I believe, We just build different. We program different. When a woman do it, it's a little different. Like, the love is gone, or the respect is lost, or, they already got their backup plan. They out the door already. That's why, for most men, not all, they hit him hard. Like, damn, my bitch cheated on me with the mailman, like with the fucking UPS guy. While I'm at work busting my ass with the local druggie, with the weed man. And to hear that, she cheated, I don't know with who that person ain't, that person hasn't come out, or they haven't said who it is, so we don't know if he, high value, quality, whoever he is. He could be the pool fucking guy, right? Like, he could be the hired help. The thing is that, like, he really stressing, he's depressed and he going through it, and it's like, dog, you cheated a few times. Like, bowling out here, you got caught cheating, like, you got caught cheating. And I know it's not the same, or at least I don't think it's the same. If you think it's the same or you think it's different, put it in the comments. When men and women cheat, as far as the feeling and how it affects us, it fuck men up a little more. Now, if you have a baby on a woman, that could be a little emotional, because it's like, damn, not only did you cheat on me, nigga, but you fucking got her pregnant. And that's like the Danny DeVito, no, not Danny DeVito. What's the nigga? Yo, not your busy, whatever that dude is, the DeVito dude, the African brother, platinum recording brother. He got his side chick pregnant. She all on the fucking gram, taking a piss test, all for sale, doing this shit for the gram, and it's all for sale. She like, I'm not clout chasing. I got money. I got this. I got that. Then what the fuck are you taking your pants down, sitting on the toilet, taking a piss? You can hear the piss hitting the toilet. The fuck is you doing all that for if you're not clout chasing? Then they got the tweets up. He putting it up like, yo, say you was hacked, and you know what I'm going through. And obviously he lost his son. Condolences to him and his family. I know he probably still ain't get over that. I guess I did a story on this too. Go see my other video. I guess the nanny or whoever he had, he was away doing the show. The nanny or whoever he had watching his son, let him get to the pool, and he drowned, unfortunately. So it's unfortunate, and again, condolences to him and his family on that. But he like, yo, you know what I'm going through. I done popped mad chicks before, raw. And I'm saying, damn, doggy, you are famous. You are at the top of the top. You're the best around. And nothing's ever gonna, like, you the best around, bro. Your songs is all over. You that dude, and he was really, really hot for a hot minute. And obviously, like I said, he lost his son tragically. He telling her in the text, they keep everything. Everything is screenshotted. Everything is gonna be put back to the public to make you look like a fucking lame, a fucking loser, a fucking sucker. They're gonna tarnish your image. They're gonna smear campaign. So she on fucking line, taking the piss. She putting all the screenshots up. But he like, yo, I done had a lot of women like you, boning them raw. And my question is, bro, you're married, you're cheating, your wife probably already know what it is, and I'm not condoning it. If you committed to be in a committed relationship, we like, yo, the death do us part, especially if you get married under the eyes of the Lord. For those that believe, if you don't believe, what's a king to a God? What's a God to a king? What's to a non-believer who don't believe in anything? Like, some people, beliefs puts us on different levels, so we don't see things the same. We don't look at it the same. We don't value it the same. You know what I'm saying? So just for that. But if you do it in the eyes of the Lord, you say, I take this person, sickness and hell, woo, woo, to the death do us part, you riding and die. If you famous, you're an athlete, you're the top of the top, an actor, whoever, you a high value guy. Your woman, and she ain't like, you know, in that field, or she ain't got a lot of money, or she just a regular woman, she like, boom, taking care of us, you taking care of the kids, you provide me a lavish lifestyle, like all my needs is met. You putting it down, we do have sex, etc. Just don't bring me no babies. Just don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass me. I know when you on a roll for 6 months, or you know what I mean, you on the movie set for 3 months and you filming, you busting down some cheeks. I know it. Even if they're not saying it, they may let it ride. You know what I mean? Because women know that a guy could pop off and it's just really some top. It's really just some, you know what I mean? Like Scorpios, we the best. It's just really, you know what I mean? I know I was just fucking them hoes, but I was going to get right back. And once you turn a bad girl good, like you already know, she's going forever. Why are you fucking raw? When you can, you know they're going to try to get the baby from you, like this chick. You know they're going to try to get the bag from you. Chick done went in the bathroom with Drake, took out the nasty ass condom in the garbage. And that's you fucking garbage lady. Not a bag lady, you're a garbage lady. Took the shit out, allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of. You know what I mean? Scraping the semen in her just to get the bag, just to get pregnant by Drake. You're not Drake status, but you're still a big fucking deal. Why are you fucking these broads raw? There's plenty of condoms. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna fuck them raw, maybe in the back door, not the, can't get pregnant like that. And I'm being funny, but I'm not. If Scorpios, we the best, and this is my show. Kids, you shouldn't be viewing this. Fuck it from the back. Like, can't get pregnant that way if you're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, but once you playing around with babies and child support and all that, now you're like, yo, it's gonna mess me up with my wife. You should have thought about that, doggy. And back to Offset, because that's what we talking about before we jumped to the video. That was just a side note. Stop fucking these joints raw, especially if you know they for the streets. And I don't get it. Oh, I guess I do get it. You got the bag, you're famous now, you probably you're not used to buns. And you know, a lot of us may not have been until you get your resources up. Unless you just was a player from the birth. Like, you know what I mean? You came out spitting game on some Goldie Mac shit and all the bitches been on you. Some of us gotta build up, even if you're handsome. I mean, you gotta build up your resources. Nowadays, 2023, shit that you see on the internet now, you don't got no resources, you don't have nothing to, you know what I mean? Like, chicks ain't even trying to talk. They ain't even trying to, they're like, you gotta pay just to talk to me. Now, I know that's absurd, and I would never, let's be clear, I would never gonna play myself that way. But that's the mindset of a lot of these women. And so you already made it to the top. You elevated your game past a lot of people. Why would you, you know, throw it away voluntarily? That's the word. Why would you voluntarily put it at risk? You just won all this money. You at the casino. You hit. You pressing your odds. Why are you going to try to keep rolling back? You think you ain't going to crap out? You think you're not going to ace? You're going to ace to the deuce. And can you beat the deuce twice? And Tracy's burning like a motherfucker. You looking bad. But back to the cheating. If you are, you know what I mean, a player, and you got a lady, don't be naive, fellas. Don't think, you know what I mean, while you at work all day and, you know, you get to spend the night out because you got your little excuses or whatever you doing, that your lady ain't going to pop off too. And then when it hits you like a knife and it's like Liddy and the big one, you sad, you crying, you got the sad face, sticker face because she gave up your buns. Like, nah, bro, be mindful. You know what I mean? Do you. We all got to live and come out in our own way, but don't be naive. Don't think that it can't happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Because it can. It can happen to anybody, especially in 2020. I'm going to finish with this last shit. Talked about this in my last show too. This is the only reason why I want to bring this up, because somebody brought it up to me. The Papoose and Remy spoke about the rumor, allegedly, that she cheated, right? I don't know if she did or she didn't. People was hitting me after my show in the comments like, yo, it was at the BouT Awards. This shit is cap. Shit is all bullshit. I hope it is bullshit. I root for black love. I root for positive imagery for us as black folks. We need to see our people in different lights. And when you see a couple that's married, they got a family, they look good together, they trying to do it the right way, they ain't messy so far, you know what I mean, in their tenure of being married. And then you see all the other people, the Cardi B's, every weekend, you know, they breaking up and all these fucking reality TV bum-ass couples. It's like, damn, this is what we got to look forward to. This is my little nephews and nieces. This is what they got, you know what I mean? That's the imagery. So I root for them. So I hope it's not true. But I don't really follow the battle world like that. According to the people that do, they like, yo, Papoose pieced them up, right? This is the allegedly. Why are you piecing them up if nobody's fucking? Why are you knocking them out if nobody's fucking? Why are you fucking the bag up? Because he's her artist on her battle rap platform if nobody's fucking. Why are you doing that? And I say, damn, only men, when they do get emotional, they do get out of character and they ready to pop off over a woman or whatever, it's probably because some infidelity is going on or some violation, or you think a man violated. But if you gonna go to a battle rap where she getting the bag at, she getting the check, this is her artist, this is her lead, this is her big night challenge, y'all getting the bag from this. Her bag is your bag because y'all married, money comes into the house. Why would you fuck that up to where they can't even finish the show? That's all I want to know. Somebody pointed it out to me. And then two, like I said, I didn't know who this dude was before I heard the room. I don't know who Easy the Block Captain is. I didn't know about him. Somebody said he always go live. Always go live. Now, I'm not saying something, maybe he could have been sick. Maybe something happened with his moms or his sisters and his family. He didn't want to be bothered. Sometimes I disappear on social media. I don't want to be bothered with the shit. But somebody like, yo, every battle that he promote, that he does, he going live. After the battle, he going live. He talking about it. He addressing it. They said since this incident, allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, that nigga haven't been live at all. And I'm saying, damn, could it be because his face is healing up? Could it be, you know what I mean, that they covering it up? He don't want to, you know what I mean, Papoose don't want to get sued. Remy like, y'all could kill a rumor. So this is the last thing. Couples in Hollywood and people in Hollywood, they cover up shit all the time. If they can keep it from us nosy motherfuckers with the blogs and all that shit, of course they will. You think she want to come out and have her image tarnished because she cheated? If she did? You think Papoose want to be looked at as a sucker? People already calling him a sucker. They're like, yo, you know what I mean? He a tender dick ass nigga. He held it down like most chicks hold niggas down when they do bids. And y'all know I'm not an angel on the channel. I did time up north too. Plenty of visits. Women gonna come through to see their guy. On the opposite side, you're not gonna see too many dudes go check no chicks. You're not gonna see that. He held it down. I told y'all the story in the last live how I met Pap, tried to get them on the song with my artist. He ain't fucking sues. There's strippers everywhere. K Slay straight stunting. 50 models straight stunting. Y'all know how you do. Rest in peace, K Slay. He ain't throwing no money. He not talking to no ladies. He not slapping no ass. That nigga's stiff board. This is a fact. This is what I witnessed with my own eyes. I'm not making this up. Nobody told me this. I'm in a strip club going crazy as I normally do, because that's your money, son. Yeah, because that's your money. And that's what I like to do. And that's what I used to like to do. I used to stay in the strip club. And he was in there. Jim Jones was in there. Uncle Murder was in there. There was a few people in there that night, and it was lit. And I'm in there having a good old time, walking around with the bottle, throwing dollars, having fun, trying to do business as well. And he was in there. You know what I mean? And he was in there stiff as a fucking board. Like, damn, bro, this ain't no men in here. There's women in here, and you looking a little stiff. I know that's your one. I don't even think they was married yet. I know that's your lady. I know you holding it down. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean? Like, maybe you don't want nobody to tell on you, but it look a little like, damn, you held it down. And a lot of women love him for this. That's a fact, my guy. Cashville, that's a fact. A lot of women love him for that. They're like, yo, he's the perfect guy. He's this, he's that. A lot of men need to be like him. And if she did cheat again, I hope she didn't. I don't know if it's true or not, and I'm not saying it is. How fucked up is that for a guy like him that was in the strip club where you supposed to throw money, you supposed to slap some ass, you supposed to be having a good time, and then if you want to stay faithful, you know what I mean, go back home to your significant other and bust it down, you know what I mean, if that's what you're rocking with. For him to be of that caliber and not be dancing with no dancers, not throwing no money, and for her to do this to him, how fucked up is that? That's all I want to say. I only wanted to add that because somebody hit me and they added me like, yo, that's lies, don't be spreading no rumors. They was at the motherfucking, the BET Awards together, so what? If they stand together, they're going to make it look good like a united front. They're not going to, you know what I mean, not make it look good. So don't be naive about the celebrities and the shit that they do. People do wild shit in Hollywood, entertainment, the rap world, and then when they come out on social media, what are you talking about? Ain't nobody do nothing over there. We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. And the fans is like, yeah, they can lie. You think they incapable of lying and making their union look like it's a tight-knit union still? I don't think so. But again, I hope it's not true. But you know what it is. I took enough of your time. It's your guy, Popovitz. Y'all was just tuned in to my show, Popovitz TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.